Welcome back. This is episode 62 in our Let's Play series for Space Engineers Survival. Today we're taking a little bit of a break from the scripting. We are going to be working here in the uranium mine, expanding it a little bit because we are down at the bottom of two pistons and it looks like that might be stone, but there's still uranium here. We're not through it. We don't know where the bottom of this uranium deposit is yet, so we're going to add another piston. Now, instead of doing this like I did last time, where I just removed everything here and added another piston, we're going to borrow a technique that I saw Kanajashi use, I think I'm saying that right, in one of his videos, um, and we are going to push this down far enough that we can use a landing gear to clamp the drill head onto the side of the hole, detach the rotor, then we just have to remove the rotor body to add another piston, and that's the only piece that we'll actually have to remove. The rest of it can stay intact and we don't have to disassemble it. So here we go. We turn this piston on. We are going to extend it. That's fine. We'll just reverse it. We're not actually drilling here, so we can afford to go a little bit faster than we would if we were. We'll probably go a little bit faster still. Um, but yeah, so what we're going to do is once this is all the way down, and I am going to need some more steel plates for this. I've got enough motors. I think I've even got enough construction components, but yeah, I need more steel plates. So let's access space industry here and go ahead and queue up another 100 of those. While we're waiting for that piston to extend anyway. We probably should have gone ahead and queued up the parts for another piston as well. Brought those along here, but oh well. This won't quite be enough to finish it with the bits at the top, but that's alright. We don't actually need to do that. Alright, so we're just going to attach it right here and weld it up. And of course it's not actually extending far enough here to lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a steel plate or two out of here, stick that there, and now it's locked onto that. So now what I can do is I can come in here again, go to the advanced rotor, detach the head, and I can grab the piston again and reverse it. We're going to go a little bit faster. And now you see we're leaving the drills and the rotor head here locked on with the landing gear, and those will stay lined up, that we're not going to have to jiggle it about to try to get it attached. Now we'll have to remove the rotor itself and then attach another piston, but that is not going to be difficult. It will be relatively easier than removing all of the drills and such. Looks like we have enough stolen parts from the rotor to do that. Now we need steel plates to build the advanced rotor. Okay, so we're gonna excuse me, we're gonna steal another couple of steel plates from the landing gear here, just so that we can place that. Now we're going to grind off the rotor head, because we've already got that. Now we're going to build planner this stuff. Fly back to the SIC, and I don't have auto orient on the jetpack, so I have to actually find the thing. How quickly we become spoiled by the little bits and pieces that we've built. All components put into production. That seems like a lot of stuff. And it also seems like we are not picking up any of it. I know we don't need that many. I know we only need like 8. This seems excessive. I don't know why there are 3 rotors on here. I don't know why there's a rotor part on here at all. I must have had something on the build planner before. Alright, whatever. Well, hopefully this is sufficient. If not, we'll just have to fly back. Alright, so the piston is done. Now the piston part is done. And we need 4 large steel tubes. And we need life support. We've got the cargo shuttle here, docked on, ready to receive more cargo. We'll go ahead and recharge with that. And then we'll fly back and grab 4 more steel tubes. This is going to be a short episode. I'm recording right before work in the morning, and I have to get on a call in about a half an hour. But it shouldn't take us that long. We need 4 of these. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this junk back. just in case I need bits. Advanced rotor is now done. So first of all, we need to name our new piston. Add it to our group. Prefix our new rotor. And that should be good enough for that. Now the piston, I'm going to reverse out a little bit more slowly than all that. And it'll get stuck when it is in contact here. But the rotor will just slide over the top there of the rotor part. Like a glove. Come in here, access the rotor. Well, first I'm going to turn this off so it stops complaining. Access the rotor. Don't want to add rotor head, I just want to attach the one that's there. And now I need to share inertia tensors on all of the things. Now I can unlock that landing gear, and that's gonna complain some because everything was getting compressed. But now I can take off this landing gear entirely. And take off this little block. And we have now successfully extended the drill to 3 pistons without taking everything apart first. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this on to extend it out the rest of the way, because I don't think that's going to reach the bottom on just that one piston. Because we are 2 pistons fully extended as far as our depth here. So if I added a piston and fully extended it, that should get us just kind of close to the bottom without quite reaching it. So we don't have to wait for it, to spin around drilling nothing while it's coming down in here. Yeah, there we go. And because we are running off of a battery, well, no, we're running off of a couple of reactors on the cargo shuttle now, but those are of limited capacity. So I'm going to go ahead and shut that piston off because it's not really doing anything. Now, I will turn the drills on. Rotor's already turned on, oh, but I rebuilt it so it's got no velocity and no braking torque. I'm going to set the braking torque to be the same as the starting torque. I'm going to set the velocity to 6 RPMs. Now that is running like it's supposed to. Now I'm going to take the other 2 pistons, turn them on, although that includes the one that we just turned off. I'm going to turn that one off. I don't want to mess with that one. I should probably take it back out of the group, actually, whatever. And then I'm going to set their velocity to be 0.01 again, because we're only extending 2 pistons, so this is going to be 0.02 combined, and that's our usual drilling speed. I'm going to fit stuff that we pulled out of before it gets fully extended, I'm almost positive. But we'll keep an eye on the connector here to see how that goes. Put what we can into the large cargo container on the shuttle. I just want to keep an eye on this until we start drilling properly. because it's going to start going faster then, and I don't want to lose track of it because we got to put the welder back. And I don't really want... I want to keep drilling, but at the same time I don't want to rely on this connector for cargo storage because I would like to modify this station so that the connector port is outside of the asteroid, and I would also like to put some solar panels on so that we can recharge the battery. And if we're outside of the asteroid, outside of this cave, then we can do that and it will be useful. I mean, we will still need to access this so that we can modify the drill configuration as we need to. But in terms of picking up cargo, this is not the most efficient way to do things. We're still not down into the... No, we're almost there. Here we go. There it is. Yeah, stone already. So yeah, there wasn't much left. But we're definitely still getting uranium as well. I'm going to pick up the uranium first. Now the shuttle, cockpit, and connector are already full. So we're just topping off the large cargo container here. And we've got room in the connector. And we've also got room in the drills. As I said, I do want to move this connector. And we're definitely getting a lot more stone now. Okay, filling up the drills now. Turn off the drills, turn off the pistons so it will stop extending. And the pistons still have quite a ways to go. We've got about, what is that, 15 meters left between the two of them? No, 13 meters. Math. Between the two of them. Because they've got 6.6. So, 13.2 when you add them together. Go ahead and turn that off. That's off, that's off, that's off. Connector is full of stone. Shuttle is full of everything. We've still got some of this here. So I am going to throw that in there. Move that over there. Move that over there. That grabs the uranium first, which is what I wanted it to do. Alright, so now all of our stone is in this one drill, which is fine. We've got all of the uranium out of the ship that we can, or out of the station that we can. Because searching for uranium only reveals shuttle containers, shuttle inventories. So we got a little bit of stone here, but that's fine. And we have managed to get all the way through the uranium deposit now. Yeah, that's all stone here. Some of that's textured like uranium, but I don't think it will actually get us uranium. If it does, it'll only be a little bit. Oh, here's what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can do some formation flying here. Control the welder. Get it right on the shuttle. And turn on relative dampeners. This is going to be interesting. I might end up crashing it into a wall. Now disconnect the shuttle. And I'm going to use this bigger hole here. Yeah, looks like the welder's staying with us just off to the side there. That's what I wanted it to do. I just need to try to make sure it's got enough room to fit through this hole. I'm going to go slow so that if it doesn't and it bumps into the side, it doesn't hurt anything too badly. Point at something and hit Control Z, by the way, to engage the relative dampeners. And it will try to maintain its distance. It doesn't do so much with position, like if I rotate, it's not going to try to follow it around. So it's not so much formation flying, it's just a way to stay close. Make sure I don't crash the shuttle into the wall either. It looks like the welder is clear. Because yeah, you see if I turn this here, now I'm just facing directly, it didn't, move around, adjust for my rotation. So it's keeping the same distance, but it's not following us, per se. It's convenient for what we're trying to do right now. And the shuttle needs to park over here. The welder is going to be in the way for that, so we'll go ahead and stop here-ish. We're overloading our reactors by using so many of our thrusters at the same time. We'll need to deal with that somehow. And then we'll go back and control the welder. Yeah, that's my make sure you're ready for work alarm. Use the welder and go and dock it up to where it's supposed to go. Everything's backwards. Lock, recharge, gyros off, thrusters off, antenna off, lights off. Exit the remote. Now we're back flying the shuttle. And it is very heavy when fully loaded with cargo. And it only has one thruster in various directions except for forward and backwards, so it's pretty slow. It's definitely not my favorite design, especially because there's no connectors between or there's no large conveyors, there's no component size conveyors between the connector and the large cargo container. It's fine for transferring ammo and transferring ore and ingots and stuff, but not the best. Turn our connector back on. reactor off, gyro off, thrusters off, lights off, antenna off. Now if we check our inventory, it will be pulling the uranium out of here, or at least it should be. Yeah, it's pulling it out of the connector because I have prioritized uranium, and this is another ship rather than the local grid. So it's going to be coming out of here first, and it's going to start coming out of here slowly because it's only going to be pulling enough to fill the refineries between ticks. But yeah, you can see it's going every 100 ticks now like it's supposed to. Just going to pull the uranium out of here first. However, I am going to go ahead and transfer all of this into here because we've got space, and then this will be empty. And it won't be pulling the stone at all because stone is not prioritized, which makes this a decent opportunity to test our prioritization stuff. So stone is not on our list at all now. Uranium is being pulled out first because there's nothing that's higher priority available. Now if I refresh the ore list, stone gets added to the bottom. If I select that and move it on top of uranium, it does nothing. Let's see what it's actually doing here. It's adding it to the back of the queue. That's not really what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be putting it up here. Now if I clear the refinery, now it's doing the stone. And now the stone's gone. Well, that test was of limited usefulness. So, okay, yeah, that's kind of an issue, and something that we'll have to look at a later point. When we prioritize stone, it should really be putting stone in front of uranium. But I don't think I'm actually doing any checking to see, hey, there's other stuff in the refinery. Is the stuff that's in the refinery of a higher or lower priority than what we're trying to add? So I think this is just something that's not implemented at all, not something that isn't working correctly. I mean, it's not working correctly overall, but it's not working because I didn't tell it to. So, yeah, we'll have to look into that. Not a huge deal. But it's gone now. No point in even adding it over here because there's nothing left. But like, we can't add it over here. If I tell it to detect ores, it's not going to find stone because there's none left. Alright, well, everything's docked back up. We expanded our mine down there, and I need to go to work in 7 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and cut the episode off here. In the next episode, we might do the Uranium Station extension so that it's got its connector on the outside of the asteroid, and we've got solar panels and stuff so we can recharge it. Yeah, we're definitely using ammo out there shooting at something. I'm not sure what, because I'm pretty sure that there's only meteor storms if you're nearby, and 50 meters does not count as nearby, so I'm a little bit worried about what it's shooting at, and that it might be getting damaged out there. So it might be worthwhile to go and check on that at some point. Just to see that it's still intact. I mean, it's still intact enough. The programmable block, the antenna, and at least enough power to run that stuff is still running, because if it wasn't, then we wouldn't be getting a signal, and we wouldn't be able to access it. You know, nothing's coming up as incomplete here on the list, so it's healthy enough, but yeah, it's a little worrying. Excuse me. So yeah, subscribe to see what happens next. I think it's probably going to be that uranium station expansion that I was talking about. Possibly we might go somewhere else and dig up some other resources. I don't know. Probably not. I think I'm going to do that just because I'm a little bit obsessed with the scripting thing right now, and I want to get back to that without getting sidetracked too deeply into other stuff. Um, but likes, comments, and verbal abuse are welcome. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.